So I guess you would start by coming
Go up
in.
with this shack up here and I'll
Okay.
point everything out. You can see the layout from here.
Okay.
This that's a burn pit down there. Down past the compost is the firing range for the police department, down in the woods down there.
Oh, down behind there, that's where the police department takes in.
The road goes in down there and it goes down behind the landfill down there.
Now that compost, that gets resold to the public after they...
We just managed, no one was taking it, so I worked out a deal and sold some last year to Paul Taylor.
And the wood pile, that's where everybody comes in if they got wood from in their trailer and they just unload it over there?
If it's clean wood, yeah.
That's unpainted stuff.
Unpainted, yeah.
Untreated too, isn't it?
Untreated.
Yeah, no pressure treated stuff.
How do
They
you
managed to sneak it in.
How do you access it from up there?
No, you go down here,
Down over the hill?
take a right.
Gotta go by Leroy.
Yeah.
Now, does it cost to dump that?
No,
That's all free to the town resident?
free. The brush pile is free. Compost pile is free. Then we get into the fee containers here. Demolition and bulky material, which all has to be compacted with the backhoe. And that's why the cardboard is here, so the backhoe doesn't have to travel so far. Well, that's minimum cost, yeah.
For the consumer, the
Yeah.
resident, costs them 5 cents a pound, that's how it's rated.
Yeah.
Is this the spot that's having the big issues about what you're looking to do some repairs?
When they salt this parking lot during the winter, because the snow melts, it runs down through these blocks, and the salt erodes the blocks. You can see it right there. So we had a cave in there last fall. We had to pull the container out and set up forms and pour some cement to repair the wall. But it's happening all along here.
Okay, so now what is it that you are looking to think that would be the best improvement to make this functional? Because I know you were talking
Well, I know I got plans for one contractor to put a 12-inch poured wall on the inside of the cement blocks, all the way over to here.
Are you going to change the grade up here?
Well, I was going to go up like that. I was going to put a
Pitch it away.
4-inch drain to let the water run through down below.
The 4-inch drain just going to freeze in the winter, won't it? Unless you've got that much
Well,
salt.
I don't know. There's salt water, so.
Yeah.
But there's quite a difference in grade here.
from here to there. That,
Yeah,
that would
probably
make sense,
2
like
feet
Ken
from
said.
here to there, so the water's going to run down there.
Warren, if I may say, when the contractors' trucks come here, they can't dump because the wall's high. If there was just enough so they wouldn't go over, you know, like maybe a 6-inch curve.
Well, see, if we poured this 12-inch wall, we can remove those blocks because we were having some people that would fall down between the container and the blocks. But if the 12-inch wall is up to the edge of the container, I don't see how anybody could fall in
But you
there.
know what I mean? If the truck was higher, you could
Yeah.
dump. We have to
Yeah.
unload by hand as it is now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they used to dump before we put those blocks there for safety purposes.
Have a guardrail system on the top and you can just pop out a couple of...
Right down to the bottom.
So it's all these cement blocks down now.
Yeah. They don't hold up the salt water.
No, I can see that.
Yeah.
But you're looking to retain wall, the whole thing just like it is, kind of the same design?
Well, we moved here. Up to here.
Yeah.
12 inches wide. 7 6 or something.
You're at 6
Let's see,
there.
then the trucks can get in closer because we won't have these here. Right now, they can't get any close enough to dumping.
You've got all your other trash so it doesn't blow out. So you got to take your trash out to get to your paper. When you've got to dump that paper out, it's a mild wind today. If it's a little stronger, when you dump that paper out, it's going that way. So it needs some sort of nettings changing.
Where's the
A
paper
wind
go now?
baffle or something.
Right there.
In the
Yeah.
outside one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the northwest wind.
Yeah.
That trailer comes through there like a funnel.
Yeah.
Because
Well.
the trailer guides it actually. Makes a tunnel out of it.
But there's really no place for the paper further down after the glass, the metal, the plastic. There's really not another area, I don't think, for that paper unless you were to relocate it on the other side of when you leave it.
What was the machine or something that we
A
were
baler?
talking about?
Yeah, he's talking about a baler.
Now, is that something that would work in this?
I've never seen a large-scale baler. I've just seen small ones that you kind of hand load, like you're seeing at the IGA and Hannaford, stuff like that. So, but they put it into a pallet-sized cube of paper, and that's probably several $100,000 machine, I would imagine.
They use those for plastic too.
Yes.
Yeah,
You see
they
more
can
and
bale
more.
plastic, aluminum cans, metal, they do a lot of it.
And that would have to be located inside the building. So
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
it's got to stay
right.
dry.
Yeah.
But now your paper's worth money, though, I think.
Well, this is worth money some certain times of the year.
Yeah.
It's about a break even. Instead of paying 5 cents a pound, it kind of zeroes out with
Now,
transportation.
does it cost the consumer to drop the stuff off?
No.
So that's another free item.
Yeah.
Besides, any of this is all free for them to.
No,
to dump?
this is 5 cents a pound. And that's 5 cents a pound. Shingles would be 5 cents.
Now, how does that work? They come across the weigh
Come in
scale.
across the scale, and then they go dump, and they go back across the scale.
But recycling is mandatory, so people are supposed to get rid of the recyclable stuff and keep it out of the 5 cents a pound thing that costs the town.
Which is probably high.
Yeah.
Well, it's cost avoidance. I mean, even if this breaks even, you're not paying the 5 cents a pound to get rid of it.
I can't see it ever working real well until you go to pay for a bag,
Yeah,
because some people just
they don't care.
It's in a black bag, you can't see.
Like the household trash, there's probably only 30% of the people recycling.
How do you figure they're not recycling? When you throw the bag in, you hear.
Well,
When
you
the
can hear-
compactor opens the bag up,
Yeah.
tears it open,
Yeah.
you can see aluminum cans,
Yeah.
tin cans, wood,
Plastic.
sheetrock.
Yeah.
So either clear bags, which
Yeah.
doesn't make a lot of people happy, or single stream recycling, which you throw everything into one.
That
And,
might help a little bit. I don't think it would
No,
eliminate it.
if you pay per bag, then you got to think. You then encourage you to recycle the stuff so you don't have to pay
If you
for
don't
it.
want to pay for so many bags, then
Go ahead
we'll drop
and pay.
the free stuff off.
Where does this go?
This goes to Turnkey in Rochester.
So it just, and that's nothing that's not recyclable as you get anything
I
for
believe
it.
it's just buried landfill. Yeah.
And this is anything other than,
Bulky.
because you got plastic in it.
Yeah. So
So,
What do people throw away the chair and that bench for?
don't know.
well, there is a little showroom down at the other end for people who want to swap.
So you
Drop
can't-
things off to people.
that's the ultimate recycling.
Yeah.
But at what point is it stealing if you put a couple of bikes out there that would have brought in $1 worth of revenue, or somebody takes the bike home and uses it for another 5 years?
Yeah, well, that's
Which is
how
a
it
problem.
used to be, where you could actually come in here and the tenants would always leave like stuff out front, and
Yeah.
but that
Well, we
would
have
cause
a-
a lot of
We have other individuals who are scrappers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They grab exercise machines and
Yeah.
things because they're heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And they sell them out.
Is that not good, or is that because it's taking away revenue from the
taking
town?
away
In
revenue.
that case, it is taken.
Or somebody could use it for a actual exercise bike for another couple of years.
Yeah. And we're
Or
we
a
against
barbecue.
that? Or
They got a
Oh,
whole
I can't-
bunch.
I have no problem with someone taking something if they're
For
going to
use.
use it. And I usually ask them, "What are you're going to use that?" "Oh yes, yes, yes." Even though he is a scrapper and
Correct.
he's going to end up down at Lambert's tomorrow. you know.
Yeah.
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 But that kind of, but having that kind of offsets the revenue here with the expenditures. So we need to be more firm with that kind of stuff, correct?
Yeah.
You can go around the other side, see a nice design.
So is that only a weigh station machine, that building?
Yes.
I mean, or is there any other use for that? I mean, other than just checking the stickers and making sure that everybody's,
That's pretty much it. Tool storage.
Where's the sludge there, right?
Oh, the sludge, yeah.
the sludge?
And the
as in-
glass that comes in and goes out.
The sludge is in what sludge?
Septic trucks.
So it's pumped out of the tank at your house.
Yep.
They'll come down here, weigh it, and then bring it over to
no
lagoons to
kidding.
dump.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
got
know
the
that.
scale there, and that's not cheap.
So you
No,
got to
that's not
convert
cheap.
gallons into pounds, and how many pounds is solid in the way. So it's
So they come all the way here to go down to by Napa, where the lagoons are.
yeah.
So we have some idea how much goes in over there.
Yeah.
Because when I started here, the 3 lagoons were full.
Yeah.
Now we're only using 1. So it has helped, I believe.
Because they were just going in and dumping.
Yeah, the gate was open, they just...
Now,
Put a
do
gate
they?
from
Is the
out.
gate
There was
open
an
now?
honor system, they filled out paperwork.
Is the gate open now, or you have to
It's
get a key
open
here?
now, but it'll be closed this afternoon.
So they just come here. So you don't even know if somebody just drives by and they decide to use it anyway. They don't have to come here.
Mike's over there.
Oh, there is attendant.
Doing paperwork.
Yeah.
I open it in the morning and Leroy closes it when he finishes up in the
Oh.
afternoon.
So that's part of the transfer station stuff.
Mike split time for here and over there, and checking all the pump stations throughout the town and stuff. Usually see his truck back there, and he's always calculating flows that have gone
Yeah.
through. Or he'll be the one to come out at night if the alarm goes off and his beep
If
goes.
he's not on vacation.
If he's not on vacation, then it goes to the chain of command.
Goes to
Oh, yeah. We
Okay,
know
so
what
the
that
next
means.
the next process is this is just miscellaneous. It's not trash. It's just more
Bulky waste,
bulky waste that goes here.
mattresses,
So
furniture.
and then the paper goes there, and
Yeah.
that's an issue that we're having because that seems to be something that's blowing
Well,
around
it's,
and making a mess.
Some discussion about a compactor, using a compactor, but as far as I can see, it would have to be a very large one because like the pub and Long Meadow, they bring in sheets of cardboard, 6 by 8.
And you could say the cardboard's only got to be 2 by 3 from now on. It comes in, and you'll have to cut down. But that would be I would imagine, $200,000-$300,000.
Couple $100,000 with
For
all
the
the
machine?
cement work.
Yeah.
So it would take quite a long time to pay for itself. I mean, do you make enough money off the paper? I mean,
Well,
is it-
like I said, it works out to like a 0 after transportation.
now without the compact.
Yeah.
So with the compact, it would take a lifetime to pay when you're not making any extra to pay for the compact.
But it wouldn't be blowing around.
Now,
Got him with his back though. When people are here, he'll be packed there, and he'll just compact with his machine throughout the day. It's not feasible, but it's cheap and easy.
what is he doing now? Just sorting?
Cleaning up debris that has fallen off the container down below.
I think when you pour your wall and do what you want, then you need a lot of it probably.
I'm surprised it isn't in the building though. I mean, in something or one of these things. Why wouldn't it be in one of these things?
Oh, 'cause
He's
you
got to get to it
compact
with
it.
the loader.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they bring it in and pull it out from there.
But you're standing here trying to throw
Throw it
the
against
wind's
the
in
wind.
your
it's just
face.
coming back.
Yep.
And I mean, you can only throw it to right about there.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it's really hard to. The width of the block isn't helping either. So, you know, if
You had a
Warren goes
thinner
through with his
wall,
plan
it
with pouring a
would've
wall
Be
and
a
then
little
put some metal
skinnier.
pipes, like up in the other areas, so nobody falls in.
And people are actually falling in, so would there be a handrail thing, you're thinking?
Well, that's why we put the blocks there, because the town had a lawsuit where someone got their leg down between the
Can fall
cement
in,
block
yeah.
and the container.
You can't make it.
So we put the blocks there to prevent people getting real close to the container. But a 12-inch poured wall would take care of that problem, I think.
I would think some 2-inch pipe on top.
Correct,
of
it wouldn't have the spacing in between it for them to
Yeah.
even
You
think
would
about
you
trying
get
to reach.
closer, yeah.
You get
This is
closer, you
uneven.
can reach better, but
Yeah.
or maybe it's just something that goes down a chute. Throw it down a chute and it slides down.
Now, what would these containers be for?
The fluorescent light bulbs and mercury containing devices go in there.
Now, how would you know that?
Rechargeable batteries,
How would you know that?
because the door is open.
Usually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you can see them in there.
That's
That's
where I
it.
went the last time we brought the stuff.
And these ones here?
That one there is just junk storage, tools and water pump for the burn pit and all of that. This one here is electronics, television.
Now, that's a big
And
issue,
computers.
right? That's a big
Yeah.
costly thing, right?
Well, the
the town?
cathode ray tube thing is
It's becoming more costly, yeah.
What's it cost for the town to dispose of that TV?
Last time I computed it, because the prices change.
Yeah.
It was like 32 cents a pound with transportation and environmental fees and fuel surcharges and all that.
Yeah.
And
The
what
other
do we-
aspect of it is when you charge for these, it's cheaper to throw them out in the woods or on a dirt road.
Yeah.
And that's why you see TVs and tires and stuff.
That's
so.
the one there that came in over the weekend.
Now, if somebody says, I found this on the dirt road, can they bring it in for free? Or do you officially
How do you know?
file a police report?
They come talk to me and
Yeah.
I usually let it slide.
Yeah.
Snowmobile club brings them in, they drop them off
Out on
beside
the trails, yeah.
and the highway, both highways, state and
Yeah.
town, they bring them in. The state highway brought in a bucket load of tires which they had found.
Yeah, they just appear.
Yeah.
They weren't there this morning, they're there this afternoon.
Well,
This is
they-
the other area that has a grade in it.
Yeah,
too.
It more or less sunk,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
after they,
repaved.
well,
that's
it's,
just dirt.
it's all sand
Oh,
underneath.
okay.
Recycled asphalt. So your water all builds up here.
There's a big puddle, that's why we tried to fill the puddle in with that.
Is there a reason it has to be paved? I mean, or would nice gravel, dirt be
Every
efficient?
time it rains, it ends up with potholes.
Potholes with the dirt.
And then you got ice and mud.
Yeah.
So maybe when the town does road paving this year, we can get you in on the same loop. Take a look at your budget and see to repair out there, out here, and over there.
I got a price last year, it was $2.50 a square foot. And I haven't measured up these areas.
But see, I think the problem is we've gotten out of the loop where we try to do a little each year, and we're not doing a little each year. We've skipped 4 or 5 years, and now it's going to become much harder to get something done. So I do believe that we need to get back on a cycle where we try to have a plan, a future plan on what we need to do to
Spend a little money each year.
exactly. And you know, it kind of stinks that way because time you get to the end, you're going to start back over. But at least something's getting done, and it's much more efficient.
I think it's less than $1 a square foot to do the road paving this year.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's
less
what
than
we
$1
told-
a
yeah.
square foot to do the road
Was it?
paving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So while they're in, maybe they can jump in and get it all at the same time.
Yep.
Another thing that's going to have to be replaced next year is the pickup truck that we use.
Yeah.
I have to send it out to get body work done so I can get an inspection sticker. This
Okay,
year.
and so my question on that would be, what is it that we need something that even is worth inspecting? If does it travel out of here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it does go places.
The
Sewer
sewer
department.
guy uses it.
Oh, okay. So it's not just for the yard, for plowing
we
the
have,
yard.
Town hall to plow snow and pump stations.
But we wouldn't, see, and that's his question is, we wouldn't need a $30,000 vehicle to drive from one station to another. We could keep this vehicle as a yard truck. Wouldn't even have to, I guess you'd insure it because it could hit somebody. But I mean, to leave the yard, you wouldn't have to do all the inspections. It's just purely a maintenance vehicle.
We use that pickup truck to deliver the cans. Cans and batteries go to Madbury.
Oh, so you take them down the highway?
Yeah.
So that's something that has to haul some sort of weight? Because
Yeah.
I was thinking more of a little Ford Ranger or something that's more,
Now, we need at least a 3/4 ton to haul this trailer that weighs 3,000 pounds.
so it's a trailer you're hauling, it's not the pickup. Now, is it cheaper? I mean, I'm sure you probably looked at it, but it seems to me that you're doing this. Why, there's people that drive around on a constant basis picking these things up at small costs. Is that something that we would look into?
Small time people or?
I don't know, like I've seen people
These-
drive around and looking for batteries. They buy batteries. They pick up
Yeah.
full of batteries and
The
things.
town requires that they have insurance, and the minute you mention insurance,
It'd be a
liability insurance,
legitimate company.
they don't want anything to do with it.
Why is that? I mean,
Because the insurance costs like $600 for 6 months, $1,200 a year.
what would we need somebody to drive in here that picks up some batteries to take it to another disposal area? Why would they have to have insurance?
Because these are universal, they could be hazardous waste, batteries. They can be hazardous waste.
And
What
we'd
documents that it's going
be
to a proper
responsible for
facility.
that?
What's that?
We'd be responsible for that if somebody was
Yeah,
taking them for
if they,
money?
dumped them off and somebody got hurt with the acid or whatnot, the town's responsible.
How often do you take a trip to Madbury with the trailer and stuff? Once a month?
During the summer.
Yeah. And less in the winter?
We've been going to Northwood because they cut a check the same day.
Yeah.
And if it goes through the association, it takes like 3 months sometimes to
Yeah.
get paid. So. And we haul wire down there and any copper and electric motors we take to Northwood. But as far as using one of these containers, it would take us probably a year to fill one of those containers with aluminum cans.
Yeah.
So, is that not good, or you just would rather see money come in?
You have
Well,
to lease
I-
the container, don't you?
Yeah, you would have to
Yeah,
rent the
rent
container,
the
and then you
containers, you have
pay
to
for
pay for it.
transportation, a minimum of $250
For somebody to pick it
haul.
up? Yeah,
You know, I thought on a Thursday it's cheaper for for Skip or somebody
one of the guys.
to go down because we're not really that busy on Thursdays.
What else is that 3/4 ton used? Does Mike use it? He's not plowing with it over at the wastewater.
He uses it plowing. That's
Yeah.
why we have Danny's old one here, so
Yeah.
we can use it here.
That's your yard
while,
truck.
while Mike is,
Has the other. So there's two. One doesn't leave and one
yeah.
can.
But the one that does leave is gonna need repairs this year to get an inspection. Chuck said he wouldn't put a sticker on it.
Yeah.
Probably next year it would be too rusty.
For travel on the highway, but it's
Right.
not, it's still something that I would like to keep for you to use in the yard itself, right? It wouldn't be
He
worth.
already has one.
Or you
I
have
have
Oh, you already-
Danny's,
oh, okay.
Danny's
the
old
old,
one.
the old
So you
highway
have two,
department.
all right.
You know, no point in having two on it.
So we'd sell it outright or trade it in for
Trade it
something?
in if it's still in reasonably good shape.
All right, so once cars get to this point, where do we go from here? Turn off the engine, it says.
Yeah, no idling.
No idling.
Oh, I
Well, the tin steel cans go here and aluminum cat food cans. And these are the aluminum beverage cans only. That go there. And any type of glass or ceramic or pottery go in that tray.
So it seems like you could fill them up pretty quick, so I'm assuming a tenant stands here and separates these things for the people. Or at
No,
least,
no. They're
people do
supposed
it
to.
themselves.
They're supposed to do it themselves, but a lot of people don't.
so what do? Do somebody gotta take them from here and put them somewhere else? I mean, that would fill up pretty quick. or-
No, they go right down through.
Oh, there's an open door there.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
See that wind?
The trays are for us to sort.
I didn't even notice that, yeah.
To make sure that people aren't
Yeah.
throwing the wrong stuff in the wrong
Sorting
place.
trays.
Did somebody lose their license plate?
No,
They bring
use
them
the
in.
old ones to,
And we use them to
It's great.
But I
sweep
mean,
these
that
stuff
one
down.
hasn't expired yet.
yeah.
So this is just cans and
Well, that one's
glass.
still good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it.
Do we, you get a break even on the metal? I know aluminum is worth something, but how about the steel cans? It's
The
double
steel
loss?
cans, we get like 20 tons per year. And it's like $1,700 a trip. So $3,400 a year we get out of the steel cans.
Okay, you put them in a trailer too.
No, when we have a load, we load them in one of those 30-yard containers down back, and the guy comes and picks them up.
So you're making money on that, though. That's 3,400, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have to take the labels off the cans?
No, you don't have to.
No.
But it's wonderful if they do, and some
Okay.
people do.
Yeah, all right.
Do we have like, do we figure that the dump is, the transfer station is paying for itself with the stuff that we bring in? Do we find it very,
It helps.
it helps, it's not paying for
The
itself?
budget is $429. What do we bring in? 160 in revenue
Yeah.
between fees and everything.
A dump
So
doesn't
that's a-
cost anything. A transfer station costs several $100,000.
But you got that 160 to offset the cost.
Which is
So
good.
if people recycle, then they're helping reduce the cost of getting rid of the trash.
I didn't realize it was so low as 30% is recycling.
In the
Yeah,
In there.
considering
And that-
it's mandatory.
Exactly, and that's what costs to haul away per ton. That's
Right.
That's where a ton of,
So you get a double benefit if you recycle. You get some revenue.
exactly.
And then you avoid the 5 cents a pound to get rid of it.
But what I'm not, oh, yeah, okay, so it's the hidden stuff that you don't see is when
In
you're
the
coming
back.
up with the 30%. I'm saying if you're here and you're watching it, I don't understand how it can be 30%, but you're saying you're not opening the bags.
No, I
You
mentioned
kind of
it.
can pick a few if you want, kind of like a,
You can do that. They do that in Wolfboro. You have to dump it in a window.
I was told
You
there
can't
was a
throw it into
lawsuit
a
waiting to happen.
dumpster.
Opening up bags.
So
Because I was
they
going to
rip
lay
them
out a
open.
top
So-
and
yeah.
have somebody put their trash there, and we would open it up and sort it. But I was told it was a lawsuit. City of Conway was in the lawsuit concerning that. And,
For making people open the bag.
well, we would open it and then contact them and tell them how much recyclables were in that trash.
I think clear bags would
Health,
help.
yeah.
I'll give you a smoke and mirrors type theory that they're people that don't want to recycle is just going to hide their garbage better in the
Yeah.
clear bag. They're going to go out of their way to
Right.
hide
You
it.
have to put an effort into it, which might get to a point where they say, damn, I'll just put it in
Yeah.
a bin and bring it in, instead of...
So once we've been trained to recycle, now the industry has come with the single stream where you just throw it all in one thing. They haul it to a facility. It goes through conveyors, and there's just all types of people picking it out for you, and they're taking the garbage.
I've seen that on
So
TV, yeah.
But then you got to pay for that somehow, so that's the
I
problem.
don't know, I was talking with the town of Sanford transfer station people, and they said Casella hauls it single stream out of there at a zero cost.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Really?
but they probably have enough volume, so it's worthwhile. but
Yeah.
Not here, well, I don't think
I
we
think
would.
that's curbside. They pick it up right on the street. You don't do any recycling, and then
But here, why couldn't we have, if there's a tenant here most of the time, why couldn't you have them open the bag to dump it into the thing, so at least you could, it probably would be more work than it would be,
Oh, yes. Well,
To-
some of the bags become open before they get to the compactor.
Yeah.
And then you see it.
confrontational.
And,
So people
quite
who
busy
hire
here.
somebody to pick up their garbage, they don't have to recycle.
they're supposed to, whoever hauls it here is supposed to be
Because I know
responsible.
people that have their garbage picked up and they don't recycle anything.
I don't as much as I should, but I have waste management come and they
Yeah, the
take it,
dumpster.
and they must dump it in a facility, and they kinda go through it, but what about like the local trash guys?
Yeah.
They
Well,
fill
that's
up their
Wakefield
trucks.
disposal.
Right.
Do they pay for them trucks to come through a weighing part of it? Like you take like a guy that goes around and charges to people.
And hauls it directly to.
No, I've seen them down here. Like, I don't know any name by chance, but I'm just saying,
Wakefield disposal. is
yeah,
the one,
how does that work with them?
Well, if they haul it in here, they're responsible for any recyclables that are in the trash.
In the trash? And when you get a truck that's got 400 bags in it, that'd be kinda hard
You know,
to,
we usually speak to the ones that we hear that have glass in the bags.
When they
Yeah.
throw it into
Yeah.
the metal
Yeah.
hopper, you
Yeah.
can hear cling, cling,
Cling,
cling.
Sometimes the compactor will open the bags and you'll see all the aluminum cans and things, and then we usually tell them they shouldn't come back unless it's sorted.
Yeah. But a good person that has a route to pick it up, you can see there's cubbies for clean glass, brown glass,
Yeah.
and they've kind of, in the aluminum.
they're making
right
the
there.
attempt,
Exactly.
and that's a good thing.
They don't usually come here though, do they? They take it directly to Madrid. The commercial haulers that pick up from residences.
Some of them do. I know Wakefield Disposal, he goes directly to
Yeah.
Turnkey in Rochester.
Oh, he does.
Eliminates the recycling.
Yeah.
The glass you cannot get rid of, right? Nobody wants to buy glass.
They might buy clear, but it's not it costs more than it's worth. So we just mix it together and make aggregate out of it.
Yeah, glass fault. That's what it's called.
Well, what do you do with the glass? I know you have big pile. Does anybody come and get it?
Some towns, the towns that bring it in are supposed to haul it out, but they don't. They bring in more than they haul out. So I have a deal with Paul Taylor. He's gonna haul all that glass out, he says.
For free,
Yes.
just to get rid of it.
Now, we don't take, nobody brings anything that is not a resident of our town, right? This is strictly used by the residents of Wakefield. only.
Taxpayers.
In Brookfield.
Taxpayers
Taxpayers, yeah.
in Brookfield.
Except for this glass.
And where does that come from? Other
It
towns?
comes from Chester and Moultonborough and Tuftonborough.
Do they pay to drop that off you?
No, it's a deal that was set up through the association.
Associated.
We're like a
Northeast Resource Recovery Association.
And that's something that we as the towns, not we, but the townspeople decided that was a good thing for them?
The previous board of selectmen thought it would be a good thing because the highway department could use it, but they haven't been using that much. It is a good thing. You could use it, but people.
Oh, using it like they did up on your road, they use that stuff, that's what you're talking about, that kind of
Well,
recycle
they
thing.
were talking about doing some work to Canal Road. I guess they're gonna tear it all up. And I told Darrell Crawford, I said, you could put that in there 6 inches deep and then
Yeah.
put gravel over the top.
As a base, yeah.
And the water goes through it and wouldn't have any drainage, but I don't know if Fred's gonna do that or not.
But you find that stuff is worthy of that?
Oh, yes.
Use.
Yeah, and have all the paperwork from the Army Corps of Engineers that it's safe as long
What
as
do you
it's
think
covered.
about You think that stuff is,
It didn't work
you've
good
seen it on your
Yeah, it
road?
didn't work good on the top, but as a base
Base,
underneath
yeah.
it may. I'd be afraid on any hills or incline, it's gonna shift and move underneath.
And it's just glass.
Crushed.
Crushed.
And that doesn't end up cutting things or people's
It's
hands
all
getting cut?
Going through the crusher, it's all rounded out. You can pick it up in your hands.
Started out as sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically
That's
brought
right.
back to
Glass
sand.
is.
Don't they grind that up to sand and then mix it with tar to make asphalt?
Yeah, they can do
But
that.
you're just talking about using it as fill.
It's,
Solid fill.
yeah.
But they can top the road with it if they grind it up and mix it in.
They were
Place the
mixing
sand.
it with asphalt, I know, in the state of Maine, I don't know about New Hampshire.
Okay, so they take their bag and the separation parts of it, now they move forward or they stay in the same spot?
Some people sit here and blow the horn. Well, there's some recyclables that go there, and then the trash goes in there.
What's this, a Lake Region,
Advertisement, yeah.
they give this, what is
It's a
that?
hand wash,
Oh, it's a hand washer.
sanitary hand wash.
And it keeps it full.
Yeah.
He does? Oh, wow, that's nice.
Well, I thought that would be okay with me.
Yeah,
Yep,
so you
that's
get
awesome.
some stuff on your hands while you're handling your trash, you can clean your hands.
And what are these bays here?
That's the
that's-
compact, that's the main
That's a
trash.
compactor there, and they just fenced that off there, because that beam is only 6 feet, so they didn't want anybody going past there.
That gives you a cutting place for storage.
Yeah, junk.
Yeah.
Collect. People throw it.
Paint stuff, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, you see one can of paint and then we end up with 50.
We got a sale on vacuum cleaners.
Oh, yeah, I think they're gonna go up in the container.
See, and that's the, I mean, would it be too much of a hassle to have like a fenced-in area that you would give away stuff like that if it was sitting around? You know how, I mean, years ago, you would come down here and people would take stuff home and you'd have less to deal with, but.
That area is right down there.
So anything that you feel it might be good enough for somebody to ever use, you'd put it down there?
Yeah.
No,
I've
the
heard about it.
The showroom.
Yeah.
Showroom.
customers put it down there, but you have to be very careful because they put three-legged chairs down there, broken tables and
Things that you wouldn't
TVs.
use at all.
And the famous cable cutters too. People who bring
Oh,
an
yeah.
electric device and they cut the cord
Boy,
off.
there's ever-growing supply of those.
So it's not feasible. So in your, I mean, in your
No,
opinion,
we allow people to put things
And,
there.
and
Try
people
to-
do. They pick up as much. Some of them pick up
Yeah.
as much as they brought
Right.
Yeah.
down there and
so
take
can
off.
people, can the public just go down there and do they have to pay for that when they leave? Or they can put some of
No,
that if they
no,
wanna take it and
they
use
take
it?
I put bikes down there and they're gone before I can get out the gate.
Children's toys and all sorts of
I mean,
stuff.
I like that. Instead of throwing it away, at least
no,
give
it's-
somebody a chance. You know, like these Salvation Army booth things here. The
Plan.
problem with them is they get full and they just kind of hang out and then the weather gets to them and nobody, you know, they don't get emptied enough, but, at least
Well,
give
these
some
people,
chance.
they've been coming once a week.
They do good by keeping it?
Yeah.
Good. Because that's, you know, I do see that in other places and
That's
it's always,
about 50 ton a year.
Yeah.
Of stuff that goes in there?
Because otherwise people throw out old clothes and
There was
shoes and
was
stuff
going in
like
the
that.
trash and I started.
well, there's profit with that stuff now at these stores that they actually are selling that stuff. Which is good. How your housekeeper is.
We don't have a housekeeper.
You don't have a housekeeper?
Where you are? Railroad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this would be a nice place to have a selectmen's meeting and here where it's all warm.
Not during business hours. Very
Nice in
busy.
here.
So what gets conducted in here? I mean, this is where after the weigh station goes through and that, they come in here to pay whoever behind the counter?
We charge, anything under 200 pounds, one of us will look at it in their vehicle and they'll come in and pay for it here. And then, like you said, any trucks that go over the scales, they come here and they pay. And permits are sold here.
So you can buy your permits here instead of at the town hall?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And you can get to
That's
the
great.
Wakefield food pantry here too.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
that's,
didn't have any say in that.
as in the permit thing?
Yeah, just January 1st, we're gonna start doing it.
Yeah,
It's a lot more paperwork.
it is.
So you have to,
I know, I used
somebody
to
has
do
to be
it.
around here at all times.
I used to do it.
Because sometimes we used to lock the door and go change the container, but you gotta have somebody here now. so.
Yeah.
I'm saddened for that.
Huh?
I'm saddened for
The
that.
saddened?
Yeah, yeah.
I have a few gray hairs over that.
You do? But that's all this is used for, is used for, in the
A warm-up area.
Warm-up area.
Yeah,
Yep.
And,
and taking, people pay their fees here.
So if they bring like, stuff that goes to the lagoon, do they get a paper here to bring over there?
They get it, Leroy keeps a copy of the weigh ticket. And,
that way Michael can
Mike,
see it.
Mike picks them up, and plus the septic people, they fill out their own slip. they have papers that they fill out, which is in triplicate, and as to how many gallons the tank was that they pumped.
Yep.
Because Mike needs the name of the residence that was pumped and how many gallons.
Wow,
Where's your computer?
pretty
Over there?
technical.
No computer.
Don't need-
So we
I don't know when I have time to put any information in it.
Yeah, right.
There's so much going on outside.
How many people work here?
3.5.
3.5?
3.5.
Mike
The
goes
half
3.5?
guy's pretty short.
Is he the half?
Mike's 20 hours at the
At the other
septage.
and 20 hours here, so that's the half. Do you find that that's enough?
Not during the summer, no.
This place is that busy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
they're coming down and hang around for a day. in
Yeah.
summer. July 4th weekend.
Right, just drop in. Get in line.
If
It's
the town
parking
takes-
lot out here.
Yeah.
If the town takes over the water department, what is gonna happen at the lagoons? Is that gonna involve anything there?
I
the
don't-
sewer or-
That has anything to do with it.
No, okay, cause
Because
they,
the
they
billing is done by the water department, right, for the water.
for the water, yes, but for the sewerage, those people that are on it, they go by the water department's readings.
Yeah. I'm not
So,
too familiar with the water precinct.
yeah,
Is there stuff in here that is in high demand because we got quite the elaborate security system on the outside of these windows? I mean, are you hiding
Well,
stuff in here?
There used to be. They used to keep the money over the weekend in here,
Oh, I see.
but it was broke into so many times that we make a deposit daily. No money is kept in here.
So everything is taken care of on a daily basis.
It's been, like 3 years since they tore the door open.
I like that sign over there, the loony bin.
Okay.
Warren, I noticed you got a lot of equipment, all this electrical and everything. It all looks like it's all done professionally up to code. Any code issues with any of your equipment, your power for your compactor and all that? So all up to snuff here?
It's not as strong as it could be. We can only run one compactor at a time. We
Okay.
have to switch a button there, switch from that compactor to that compactor. And then during the cold weather, when it's below zero, there's not enough power to run the big compactor over here. We have to warm it up.
How do you warm it up?
Run it back and forth.
Yeah. No.
And if you let it go on its own, it'll flip the breaker downstairs.
Yeah.
Because it's just not enough coming through
You
here.
need a better service?
Well, there was talk of putting a separate line in for that, but that was like 10 grand to go under the
Underneath.
Maybe.
parking lot under here with conduit.
Are
So they
you,
decided to just switch them over there.
are you lacking anything now that you like do you have kind of like a wish list that you think that would be, that you would need that would make things run smoother and that would be, beneficial to the transfer station?
Well, I think things are maybe a part-time person in the summer.
Yeah.
That's
What would that part-time person be doing?
depends on their qualifications, I guess.
Crowd control,
Crowd
and
control.
monitoring, and
Well, would that be something that we've been trying to do for quite some time is when people ask for money and things like that, that we could kind of wash the thing by having some extra help? People pay back by doing community service and that kind of thing? I mean, if you're gonna pay for insurance for somebody
It sounds like a
anyway.
great idea, but the potential is for that person to be hurt, and now it's a workman's comp issue for the town when, they just had a $200 bill they're working off. So
Besides, you want to have somebody who's going to show up regularly too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody who knows what to do.
We have
Yeah.
community
Well, that's why I was
service
asking what-
workers come in here for the court system. And they're not real reliable.
I don't see how they couldn't be reliable if they have to, they're brought here by the police department or the sheriff's department.
Well, they're not brought here by them, they just, if they don't do so many hours by,
Oh, I
the
see.
next time they go
Community
to court.
service.
I say community service.
But as far as I'm concerned, I don't count.
Yeah, you'd rather have an
They
employee.
don't even call to say they're not coming.
Right, so they're not reliable.
Yeah.
And that doesn't.
And like Ken says, it sounds good, and believe me, I'm for some of these people paying back the people that are giving into it, but how do you do it without ending up in more?
I've seen communities think that they had a safe atmosphere for the person and there's no way the person's gonna get hurt, turned into 2 sexual harassment lawsuits.
Yeah.
So even when you think you've got it protected, but, I mean, you can with an employee too, but at least it's an employee.
Okay, so like what I was saying is a wish list. You know, I know when I first came to as a selectman that we were talking about a printer that you were having a hard time.
Well, I still have
getting.
plans to buy a new one, because that one came off the wall, and it has an issue now and again. So I was gonna buy one of them.
But-
Talking $200.
For the cash register.
Cash register, yeah.
But,
So nobody's dropped off a better model since then?
No, I haven't seen anything better.
but basically that's, you know, other than that, you're running efficiently.
Oh, I think so. I think as efficient as we can be. Now, the issues, well, we already discussed them, the pavement in the driveway and the wall up there, that's the biggest, and the pickup that's gonna be next year.
Good thing.
Usually about like 20 grand left over, but I don't know.
Now, what's this one?
This was the old compactor. The new one was put in on the other side and now it's plastic.
Yeah, compacts the plastics.
Which got this out of the mainstream, which we were paying to have hauled away, is now recycled.
So you
That
get
was
money
about-
for the stuff that goes through here?
No money.
No,
No, because we go to number 7. If you only went to 4,
yeah,
you might get some money. But we get rid of a lot of junk plastic.
right.
It dropped a lot of the tonnage off that.
So they only charge us
Bulky.
$17.50 a ton.
To haul it.
That's total cost, yeah.
But nobody has to pay, so there's no offset on this. We pay for it to be
We can
removed.
pay a little bit.
So the taxpayer pays for this.
Yeah, but it's
to be-
very, very bulky too. That's part of why compact is important. It's very lightweight, but it's very bulky.
We,
If you don't compact
I think it
it.
was like 60 tons last year of plastic.
And it can be reprocessed.
So instead of $100 a ton, it's only $17.50.
$17.50.
Yeah, so if it was going in over there, it's $100 a ton, over here $17.50, and then it's not ending up in the landfill. So even if it costs you something, it's better off.
It goes to the same place as the single street. They take care of it down there.
So is this the last stop as for the?
Well, unless you have something to offer to the general public.
This is the,
Oh, you got metal too. Don't forget about the metal.
this is the cement blocks. If people have items they think that somebody might use, they set them along these blocks. And we clean them up every day. Clean up whatever's there. Metal items go over the top.
So that's all mixed metal. What do you get for the mixed metal?
He was here the other day and he said it would be the same as last year. It's like $210 a ton.
Uh-huh. So they take it down and they separate it, extract it.
I think it goes to Topsom, Maine,
Uh-huh,
and they shred it. And then it goes to Portsmouth,
uh-huh,
and they load it on a ship.
uh-huh,
Grimmel Industries is the name of the company.
uh-huh. 'Cause you got some aluminum in there along with steel.
Yes, we don't have enough manpower to...
Oh, sure, yeah.
Separate
Well, they
those.
probably do separate it with a magnet or something.
Oh, they do. They run it
Yeah.
across conveyors and get any...
Take the aluminum out.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to pay $100 a ton for that stuff.
Was,
Yeah, throw that in, you know me where to throw it.
yeah.
confrontational has been dropped down quite a bit here? Issues with disgruntled patrons?
As far as I know.
Yeah.
How
People
many
in
years
general-
we going back? 2 or
Last
3?
year, yeah.
Last year?
It seems to have gotten a lot better. People are used to the flow, but if you go to a clear bag or opening bags, then
And you'd
those
have-
are the people you're gonna get in confrontation with. These are a little crushing now.
So this is the scrap pile that you load a truck, that it's not loaded
We
into
don't
a truck?
We don't touch it.
They take it.
They bring the big Volvo excavator with a clam bucket and they load their own trucks.
Oh, that's what that guy was the other day when I
Yeah.
came down. He was talking about.
Steve Roy, yeah.
Yeah.
But you make money out of that. Plus you avoid dumping it, paying to dump.
That's usually like 20,000 a year.
That we take in.
That's where your barbecue grills.
Yeah, so we try to separate those cast aluminum if we have time.
What now? This is, I'm assuming this is non-public from here.
Yeah, we try to monitor that real close from here,
Now
here down.
the old dump. Where do we stand with the old?
That's the one that has to be monitored, right? The landfill.
Does that gets monitored? Somebody can send and checks that out or
The
what?
town hires Robert Saunders.
Is there anything out of that we could utilize, such as the gas? I mean, is that something that
I
we've
don't
been
think
thought
it
of?
produces enough to bother us.
you?
Turnkey does. The big landfill in Rochester.
You need a mountain that size over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You need a mountain like that.
And
to
you
get
need
something.
some fresh incoming,
Right.
so it will cook.
Yeah.
Cook, yeah. Produce the methane.
Now we stand in good. In good with the state with what we've got here. I mean, as in.
As far as I know, if any of the tests from the wells come up bad, you'll be the first to know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just pay the guy for the last quarter.
That's the last time I've ever been here to use it, was when this was open. You know, I used it once there a while back just to come down to see
You
it.
didn't put anything hazardous in there, did you?
I am not sure if I did or I didn't. I'm sure back then
You
nobody
didn't
cared
drop
about
off any
what.
treated wood that caused they had
That was
they had to
before
test
my
the
time,
ash
so-
pile.
What's all that stuff out there?
That's
That's all your metal that you got to remove from here soon.
What do you mean? Was it this stuff? Oh, that's all. That's all that stuff.
still stuff left.
Oh, no kidding. You're almost ready to-
Almost ready, yeah.
Yep.
But I heard that a year ago.
What's in this building?
That's our hazardous waste storage. We receive hazardous waste every day. They hide it here, there, and everywhere. And when you bring in your hazardous waste on the 20th of this month, between 8 and 12, that's where it will be. Right there.
So we give a free pass day, is that what you're saying, to bring stuff like that?
Hazardous waste, yeah.
So that we can contain it and make sure that it doesn't end up elsewhere. What's this building?
That building, there's a pickup truck and a skid steer loader in there. And a bunch of junk.
So it's mechanics, maintenance building?
Yeah, tools.
Now, if you had a wish list on things like that, is there things in your future to ask for? You know, I mean, does the skid steer work? I mean, is it just junk?
No, it's just like new.
Oh, okay.
It's a rubber tired skid steer to mow that landfill with, because
Yeah.
you can't go on there with a wheeled vehicle.
Rubber track.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep the rubber out of the sun because it deteriorates.
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens with the tires right now? I mean, is that something that's costly to the residents? Is the tire?
It's always, we take fee, they pay for it, so it's an offset. It should zero out.
Does it?
I believe it does.
Yeah, but that's why people don't want to pay the fee. They dump it on the side of the road.
You're not gonna stop that. You got your ignorance and you got your people that are willing to do things
No,
right.
yeah.
But
A couple of years ago, I kept track of all the items that we took in that weren't paid for. And we're talking about churches, resource center, and heritage commission, all this stuff. I kept track of it all. It was like almost $7,000 a year that year.
that you would have got if you charged for it.
Yeah,
So
revenue
that-
foregone.
It's gone. It came out of the budget, operating budget.
And by the churches and stuff coming in here, they're asking for being a church, a non-profit kind of thing,
Yeah.
that we as the town accept that and stuff.
Always have in the past. They have to go to Teresa and get a letter.
And come in.
There's more from their flea markets, right? The end of the flea market, or
Oh, the church flea markets.
Yeah.
So, they used to bring in TVs.
yeah.
Because that's a convenient place for people to drop their TVs at a flea market.
Yeah.
So what do you think would improve this place? I mean, do you think your setup is about as best as it's going to get, or is there any
depends.
ideas in your future to try to make this a more efficient and useful and
I would recommend that the selectmen visit Pittsfield.
Pittsfield
New Hampshire.
transfer station?
Yes, it's a five-town co-op, and they built a big building. Everything's inside. They bale cardboard and aluminum and everything, and people drive through the building and throw their trash,
And drive out
so
the other
nothing-
side and
so nothing blows around, and everything's contained inside the building.
That's
So if
five.
they-
That's 5 towns, though. You said.
Yes. And, I don't know if the town of Wakefield is
big enough to do such a thing.
looking at that or not, but that's a thought. A lot of towns are doing that.
I think our thoughts would come from you. Then we'd start thinking of it, so that you
Yeah.
can give us the idea of what needs to be efficient. I mean, looks to me like you're working pretty well, but of what you have seems to be an older version of things, right? We don't have
it's,
much new other than the way station, right? That's all new, Ken, right? That way.
That's getting older now.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. But
But to make it cost effective and maybe it's not so much looking to make money here as it is just to pay for what you're doing. Yes.
reduce the cost
Reduce
of
the
getting rid
cost
of
from
solid
the
waste.
taxpayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can get revenues from recycling and people put more into it, then you're going to pay less to haul it away.
So that's what I'm
and
saying
reduce
is,
the cost.
I mean, these are the things that I'm hoping that you're thinking of if there's, which I believe you are.
If your 30% recycling went up to 60%, how much cost savings do you think that is? 100,000?
Well, you said
Well, let's see, it's 160 or so to waste management, so if it went up to 60%, I don't know, it'd be close to 100,000 or something.
Yeah, that'd be significant.
so you'd save 60,000.
So I guess then the thought would
It
be
is
how to
significant.
get that to change from 30 to a 60. And you're saying like clear bag or something, but that may cause more issues. What else could you do to get more recycling?
Well, maybe do something with the schools, I guess.
Where does
people-
most of the trash come from? Other than, I mean, I know like residential, it would be a lot because there's 1,000 people coming in. But I mean, is there a bulk of trash that's coming in that needs to be more contained? We don't really have a big businesses that would that draw a lot. I mean, are we offering things to businesses to do a little more recycling or?
Not that I know of. I don't know what you would do unless
Well, you do
unless
have
you
some-
started inspecting the bags or had clear bags or paper bag, and
Yeah.
To gain that little extra and
you see in Pittsfield when I was there several years ago, you have these contractors that with 1 tons, they just drive automatically across the scales and pay for it all, rather than recycling.
But we don't have to pay for trash here.
No,
Do the people in Pittsburgh pay for trash?
the ones that don't want to recycle, they go across the scales. And they pay 8 cents a pound for trash.
Well, that's sort of like pay as you throw then. If you had to buy a bag to put your trash in,
Yeah.
you'd put as little trash in the bag as you could. And you'd put more in your recycling bin or something. And
Is there
'cause
a
then you-
limit? Is there a limit on what you can bring, as in one particular person? Like, I mean, if I was a guy that just collected trash all the time, I could come in here with 50 bags. As for you could come in, most people come in with maybe a week's worth, which is 5 or 10 bags. I mean, is there a limit on how much you can bring?
Not that I know of.
And-
I know the operating plan that was drawn up by the engineers says there will be no commercial trash come in here, period. But this town allows it to come in.
Without cost. So, like commercial places have
If
to.
they, but they're supposed to recycle.
Yeah, well, you said the Poor People's Pub, for instance, brings their cardboard in. You know, you cited that down to the other end. And they have, what, empty cans and stuff like that, too, I mean.
Oh yeah, quite a bit of trash
And
in the
bottles,
summer.
yeah. But that's heavy recycling rather than trash per se.
And they get exempt? I mean, do we exempt our local businesses, or is it, I mean, kind of, is there an exemption for us giving? Like you're saying
well-
churches and all that stuff, I mean, that's non-profit, but I mean, if people are making money on theirs themselves, then do they get a discount, or completely discounted?
It's not my decision. It comes from the Board of Selectmen.
But if a business heavily recycles and they're set up to do it, then they're really sort of helping us out rather than, you know, putting an extra burden on it. If, you know, 'cause
All they have to do is buy a landfill permit
you
and
know,
load their truck up.
load their truck up, and they pay taxes too.
Yeah, right.
So basically, we're probably at our limit, as in there's really not much of a big improvement other than maybe upscaling some of our
Well,
land,
drainage.
and things like that. I mean, we're not able, there's really nothing to get any better. We're just running efficient as best as we can at this moment.
Now, I don't know, seeing the summer, there might be traffic problems here, but we're limited because the right-of-way for the power company is right here, and it's all wetlands around the area, so as far as expansion, we're limited.
Yeah. And today, Thursday, is not open to the public. This is your day of organization. Is that what you consider this day?
Cleaning up and
Getting ready
any
for the
mechanic repairs and things.
And the
Paperwork too. I have paperwork I must do.
And the dump, the transfer station is open to the public on what days?
Friday through Monday, 8 to 3.
And closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and not open to the public, but you as the employees are here on Thursdays.
Correct.
You let the septic guys in on Thursdays
Till 3.
till 3? Commercial guys at all, or just the septic?
Septic.
Yeah.
Trash he's Leroy's here until 4 on Friday and 4 on Monday. He comes in late, 7:30.
So me being commercial, if I came down here with a load of stuff, I'd have to pay for that. And there would be others that wouldn't, commercial.
A load of household trash or demo material.
Well, okay, so the difference would be, household would probably be acceptable.
Yeah.
And demo would be coming, it would be more bulk stuff. That would cost money to get
Yeah,
rid
you
of.
have to go over the scales of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is understandable. Yeah, well, warmed up a little, it's nice.
So who plants the sunflowers here every summer?
I managed to do that.
Oh, you do. That's wonderful. See, there's the old dead ones, but
Yeah, I know.
it's really nice. And then there's a gardening recycling over there too. People bring in plants and take it away, and
Pots.
pots and
Yeah.
topsoil and stuff like that.
So there's no suggestions to improve. I mean, we've basically got it pretty much covered.
And there's some minor improvements that could be done probably, but until the town, if they decide to go with a large building and have everything contained inside of it, that would be my idea as the biggest improvement. But we're talking a big outlay.
And multiple towns possibly.
Is that,
But I don't know.
Take care of
Ossipee might be
what we
interested
need
in
to,
that.
like the
Milton.
paving and redirecting that.
Just repairs,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah,
and
some
and that's
help.
understandable. But I guess that'd be something as like a business plan, you need to form some kind of plan, future plan, that what you need to do in order for Ken and I and Connie to consider, at least start talking about it.
Yeah.
I like, and that's what I'm saying as your liaison, I would like a report from you, even if it's just one a month or one every 2 weeks, letting me know some of your future plans so that I can discuss it with them at the board,
Yeah.
so I can try to get you something to be more efficient and more helpful to the public, you know,
Okay.
and just having that so that
When
I
are
can.
your meetings? You have one
It's-
per week?
No, it's the second and fourth Wednesday of the week,
Second
of the
and
month.
fourth?
And if I had something by the Monday before that, so that I can sit, and if there's anything that you need to ask the public, we're videotaped, so that at least I can get it out onto the public. If you're having issues on how people are dropping stuff off, and like this TV thing,
Yeah,
people
well-
just dropping stuff off, at least I can make it known to the public. And then if anything that you'd like from us, it gives me a chance to tell us as a board, and if it's something that you want us to talk about, we can talk about it at that time
Okay.
and keep things moving. I think you've got a great hand down here. I think you do a good job.